Oh, hi everybody. It's Tuesday. That means it's time for a video. Get ready. Hi everybody. I just want to talk today about the difference between freedom and religious slavery. Now, Paul calls it slavery, and he's the only one who really spoke of freedom in the context of the gospel. So let me read you something he said about freedom. In the King James Version it says, "Stand fast therefore in the liberty wherewith Christ hath made us free, and be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage." Here's some other translations that seem to make it even a little clearer. It says, "It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm, then, and do not let yourselves be burdened again by a yoke of slavery." So Christ has truly set us free. Now make sure that you stay free and don't get tied up again in slavery to the law. That was the New Living Translation. And the reason they said slavery to the law is because that's what Paul's entire subject is here in Galatians, especially in chapter 5. English Standard Version. "For freedom Christ has set us free. Stand firm, therefore, and do not submit again to a yoke of slavery." New American Standard Version. "It was for freedom that Christ has set us free. Therefore, keep standing firm and do not be subject again to a yoke of slavery." So, Paul's being pretty clear what slavery is. Slavery is to the law. So what is the law? Is it the Ten Commandments? That's part of it. Is it Leviticus? Well, that's part of it too. The law that Paul referred to was the first 5 books of the Bible. In Jewish it's called, or Hebrew it's called, the Torah. It's also called the Pentateuch. But it's Genesis through Deuteronomy, all 5 books, and that is the law. And in the law are all kinds of standards. There's moral standards, there's ceremonial standards, there's the Ten Commandments. All of those are in that. And Paul is saying, do not be a slave to those 5 books. Do not try to live your life according to that and follow the patterns in that book or the rules in that book. You will be a slave to it. Actually, further down in Galatians chapter 5, it says that if you even try to obey one law, and he uses the example of circumcision. So if you get circumcised as a man or circumcise your baby boys, then you are fallen from grace, because he says if you obey one law, you are indebted to obey the whole thing. And I don't think you'd like to obey that whole law. There's a lot of things in that law that wouldn't be moral to people. Some in most Christian churches I know, like selling into slavery and buying in slavery and things like that. So, but according to that law, if you obey one, you are indebted to obeying every law. And that is true slavery of mind. And the reason anybody who is going to try to obey it is because they think that is what's going to make them acceptable in the eyes of God. Paul saying very clear here, it's for freedom that Christ set you free. God accepts everyone because of what Christ did, not what we do or don't do. It's revolutionary, folks. Have a revolutionary week.